Hey friends, welcome to today's video. Today is going to be the greatest day of your life. I want to tell you, I'm excited about today's video because this is my favorite thing to teach. This knowledge and information that I'm giving you today is the key to accessing decisions that will impact your life that you can personally make. You see, I feel like we live in a world where everybody gives the same stage to the same microphone. So if you think about this for a minute, everybody's doing the exact same thing. The reason they're doing the exact same thing is because they're all hearing the exact same things. Everybody watches the same news deals, they all listen to the same music, they all watch the same TV programming. Here's the deal, they're all hearing the same thing, so their subconscious minds are enacting the same results in each and every one of their lives. We refer to it as herd mentality, but I want to explain to you the benefits of understanding reason and how the mind actually works. This can change everything in your life. When you understand this, you're going to go, oh yeah, that makes sense now. I understand why everybody drives the same car or why everybody struggles with the same problems in their lives. They're all being fed the same crap repetitively over and over again. You know, and I had recently stumbled across an article and it was trying to tell me how to reason. And so I thought this is pretty cool because the first words in this article were, reason is a mental power. So I was pretty excited to keep reading. I thought, okay, I agree with that. Reasoning is a mental power. And then they shared several tips for using reason correctly, such as getting all the facts, putting passion aside, and applying logic. And at that point in time, they completely freaking lost me. I lost the article. I'm not reading that stuff anymore. And I could tell you, I wasn't interested in what they were saying because I'm not interested in reason the way that people are taught in school to reason. I'm interested in reason as they had indicated, a mental power. And I want to tell you about that. When I talk about using reason, I'm talking about much more than making conclusions based on what's logical. You know, I'm talking about choosing what we want to accept and reject and originating new ideas, exciting ideas. I want to talk about reason as an ability to think. And when I'm talking about thinking, I mean really think. You know, many times in the past I've heard, this one saying, if most people said what they were thinking, they would be silent. And that's because we misunderstand thinking. We think mental activity is thinking, and that's just not true. But before I get ahead of myself, I want to explain to you a little bit, just kind of a re-review of how our minds work. Now, think about this, because understanding this changes everything. Your mind is composed of two parts. You have a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. Now, your conscious mind is the part of you that contains your free will. It's the part of you that thinks and can accept or reject any idea. Now, even though your conscious mind is the part that thinks, your subconscious mind is actually the most magnificent part of your brain. It functions in every cell in your body. Every thought your conscious mind chooses to accept, this part of your mind must accept as well. You see, the subconscious mind cannot reject. The subconscious mind doesn't care what's fed to it. Negative, positive, good idea, bad idea, for you or against you, your subconscious mind does not care. It does not have the ability to decide between what is good and what is bad, what is right and what is wrong. Anything that is fed to your subconscious mind repetitively, you will begin to take action on. You see, it's one of those things I get so excited about this. This is very important because the thoughts that you consciously choose and impress upon your subconscious mind will move through your body and become actionable. So you will begin to take action on these things. And the actions you're involved in, obviously, determine the results you're going to get in your life. So now, where does reason come into all this? Well, I want to tell you, reason works in your conscious mind. It is essentially your ability to think. And reason is how we choose. Reason's job and our conscious mind's job is to analyze, compare, and evaluate ideas, right? It only has one other really important capability, and that is that the conscious mind can take all the information that it has, everything that's been fed to you, stir it up, and come up with some pretty amazing and brand new ideas. You see, the deal is, the real power in your life is that you're not limited by what's gone on before. Whatever happened to you before, wherever you came from when you were a child, we can let that go. That's not something we need to sit around and worry about. So we can decide that in any moment, whatever circumstances we're facing in our life, we can either choose to react to it or respond to it. You see, reason puts you in control of your thoughts. No person or circumstance can cause you to think or have an idea that you do not choose yourself. You see, here's an example of what I mean. Let's suppose you're looking at the business section of a website that you like to go to regularly. And an economist on that website has written, as we normally always seem to see, right? The forecast for the next year is we're going to sink into a recession. The market is going down. Unemployment is going up. Be careful, watch everything you're doing. But if you're using your reason correctly, you'll just immediately reject that idea and decide you're not going to participate in the recession. You're going to find ways to continue to grow. You're going to stay positive, look for opportunities, and continue to move forward. You think that's not possible during a recession? Do you know that thousands of millionaires, new millionaires, were created during the Great Depression? It's absolutely true. So no matter what's going on in the outside world, you control what's going on for you. And you see, what most people do is when an idea comes in to their mind, whether somebody says it to you or you see it on the TV, and I'm going to tell you right now, turn the damn TV off. They call it programming for a reason, okay? So, but when most people have an idea and that comes into their mind, to their conscious mind, most people immediately ask themselves if this is good or if this is bad. And I got to tell you right now, everything in the universe it's both good and bad, right and wrong, positive and negative. And everything is either getting better or worse. It's creating or disintegrating. So when you receive information into your conscious mind, instead of asking if it's good or bad, I want to give you a few questions you should ask yourself instead. Number one, will this information move me in the direction that I want to go without violating the rights of others, or is it going to take me in another direction? Then ask yourself, will this idea make me more effective, or will it make me less effective? And finally, ask yourself, is this idea going to move me in the direction of my determined goals, or is it going to move me away from my goals? Because see, when you ask yourself these questions and answer them honestly, you'll know whether you want to accept the idea or not. Just as you can pick up valuable information from others, you can also pick up negative information. And as that negative information comes in, it's your job to kick it out of your mind, realizing that you can choose what you want to think. So here's the deal. If you're constantly fed negative information, whether it's negative song lyrics, negative news media crap, or whatever it might be, negative information from people you trust or people around you, maybe you're sitting somewhere and there's a bunch of negative conversations going on around you, you have to immediately discount that negative information and replace it in your mind, in your conscious mind, with positive information. And here's why that's important. As that information comes into your conscious mind, the handoff between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind it's not manual. It's an automated process. We don't necessarily control what our subconscious mind picks up on. You see, the subconscious mind, as it does not have the ability to reject, it also doesn't have the ability to determine what's good for us or bad for us. So if you allow a bunch of negative crap to be fed into your mind all the time, your subconscious mind's going to be full of negative crap. It's like a dumb terminal. It's just going to move you into action. And I tell you what, the more crap you put into your head that's bad for you, negative and all that, the more negative results you're going to get in your life. So it's your job to kick that out of your mind. And you can do that. You have the power to choose. You're amazing, and you're smart enough to know what's right and what's wrong for you. So this is an amazing thing. There's also an incredible book I'm going to recommend. It's up on my hutch here. It's one of the books I recommend that everybody read. It's called As a Man Thinketh. And what it does is it basically teaches what I've just presented to you. They lay it out in a methodical manner that helps you understand it's important to be a gatekeeper for the information that's fed into your mind on a daily basis. You know, and keep in mind, there is also a creative power that's always flowing to you and through you. And as it flows into your conscious mind, you can also choose the positive and build a magnificent image of what moves you towards your goals, happiness, and abundance. Now, the reason I mention this is because here's the deal. You can use the power of your subconscious mind to benefit you, and you probably already are. You see, this is something that I've understood for decades, and I've been using it over and over again. It involves the most powerful tool we have in our toolkit. And what's that? That's right, our goal card. That's why I have you reading this goal card over and over and over as often as you can. Because as you feed this idea of where you need to be in life, where you're going, what your goal is, into the conscious mind, the repetitive nature of feeding that positive information into the conscious mind will seamlessly flow down into your subconscious mind, and the actions and thoughts that you'll take moving forward will directly reflect the idea that you've repetitively fed into your mind. You want to be a more positive person? You want to be happier? Tell yourself all the time, I am happy. I want to be happy. I'm going to do better. I'm going to try to stay positive. I'm going to be positive. Tell yourselves good things and watch your life change like that. And, you know, when you change your mentality and your thoughts become things. Everything you have in your life was a thought at one time. Then it manifested itself into reality through the actions that you took in order to acquire that item. And that's the way it works. This is powerful information. I got to tell you, when you understand how the mind works, you can have anything it is you want in your life. You can motivate yourself in the appropriate ways. You can inspire yourself to take the actions you want to take so you can build the life that you deserve to have. You know, and I know I've mentioned that you can use reason, to originate ideas and, big, bold, exciting ideas of what you want to be, do, or have in your life. And, your subconscious mind, on the other hand, it doesn't think. It cannot do this. It can only take ideas passed to it from the conscious mind and then act on them to create results. And the subconscious mind knows absolutely no limits except those that you consciously choose and feed to it from your conscious mind. So in other words, any idea, whether it's real or imagined, that is impressed upon the subconscious mind willingly accepts. Can I give you just one brief example here? This is my favorite example to share with people. Have you ever watched a roller coaster show on maybe YouTube or something where you see the roller coaster going up the hill, you slowly watch it go up the hill, and as it gets closer to going over the top, even though you're sitting on your couch and not on the roller coaster, what happens? Maybe your hands get a little sweaty, your breathing might change a little bit, your feet might get a little sweaty, but you're sitting on your couch and you're 100% safe, right? But you know the sensations of what it's like to go up that hill until you eventually, go over the top and go down. Well, you see, that's your conscious mind feeding the memories and those memories of sensations to the subconscious mind. Now, what did I tell you? The subconscious mind will then push that stuff out into the body, and that's where you're feeling the sweaty hands and the sweaty feet. Maybe your breath has changed a little bit. But I tell you what, the subconscious mind will always take action. It doesn't know the difference between real and fake. So when you feed your mind a bunch of crap and you're like just joking around like, hey, that'll never happen, but what if? And then you go down this big rabbit hole of negativity with other people, your subconscious mind is recording and listening everything your conscious mind is coming up with. And you know what? It's impacting you physically, and it's also going to impact the results and the actions that you take and get. Now, I want to tell you, if the conscious mind gives the subconscious mind the same ideas it has always given it, you're going to continue to get the same results you have always gotten. And that's why I recommend the goal card. I recommend positive affirmations. I give you mantras to read over and over again. This is the reason why. As you repetitively feed good things, good knowledge, positive information into your mind, your subconscious is going to absorb that stuff like a sponge, and it's going to represent that as good health. Feeling good, smile on your face, ready to take on the day. That's the way the mind works. And we can't change it. That's the way everybody's mind works. And that's why everybody does the same damn thing. They call it herd mentality. It's not. It's that everybody is being fed the same crap, and so they're all taking the same actions. But you can choose to not accept that stuff. You can choose to live your own life. You can choose to live based on your information, your knowledge, and the positivity that you pick up from books, from YouTube videos like my channel, from anything. But you can change everything in your life just by choosing to do so. Now, if you use your reason correctly and you turn over a big new idea that disrupts the balance between your beliefs and life experience, your subconscious mind may object by making you feel uncomfortable, because this is different. But I'm going to tell you what, if you persist, your subconscious mind has to move into action with your new idea and with your new way of thinking. And eventually, you absolutely 100% will get the new results you want in your life. And begin to fantasize, Here's the deal. Excuse me. To get the most from life, you must begin to fantasize about what you want. Just let your mind run wild. Forget the past. It's over. Forget what other people say or think. Doesn't even matter. Let your thoughts flow freely and build a beautiful fantasy for yourself. And when we allow the creative essence within us to flow freely, that's when the magic starts to happen. You see, what you're really doing is permitting yourself, who you really are, to get out of the box. You begin to flow into your consciousness, and into whatever form you want, your ideas will begin to manifest. You see, there's absolutely no limits, absolutely none. So when you see yourself accomplishing whatever it is that your heart desires, your subconscious mind is seeing that as well. It's absorbing that positive information, and it will begin to take action and work on how it can get you there. That's the way it works. So when you picture a fantasy, you want to be very clear. So you're feeding your subconscious mind a very clear picture. And then you want to turn that fantasy into a theory. You build the fantasy with your imagination, and you turn it into a theory with your reasoning mind, with your conscious mind. And then let's say your fantasy is turning your annual income into your monthly income, which is completely possible. You build it as a theory by recognizing that you can keep your job while adding passive streams of income, such as starting an online business, let's say. And that's when you start to take it seriously, because you're giving the idea legs and you are starting to look at it from a very serious perspective. And now the only thing that's required for you to turn that fantasy into a theory is for you to answer two questions as a yes. Am I able? Yes, you are able. Am I willing? Well, that's for you to decide, but I believe in you, and I know that if anybody's worth it, you absolutely are. So, think about this. The first question is, are you able? I stated that. Yes, of course you're able. All science and theology indicate that you have infinite potential. And this isn't just a myth. You have a marvelous mind that you can use to create anything that you truly want. And the next question I asked you is, are you willing? Well, you got to ask yourself, are you willing to put in the time? Are you willing to make the investment? Are you willing to invest in yourself to develop your consciousness to create the awareness that is required to do this? I believe you are. And when you answer yes to that question, you're setting out on the beginning of a creative journey. And away you go. There you are. And you are emotionally involved at that point in time. So you do not have to know how you're going to get there. You do not have to know where the resources are going to come from. In my opinion, that's irrelevant at this point of the creative process. They will come from wherever they are right now. And you have this magnificent idea inside you. It's causing your mind and body to move into the way that it needs to in order for you to accomplish that goal and build that dream. And because of that, the image will begin to move into form. Because you're holding it in your conscious mind, it's being absorbed by the subconscious. And remember, anything that's accepted by your conscious mind is fed to your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind is the part of your mind that moves you into action. And when you move into action, your fantasy will materialize into reality and be turned into fact. And then you can build bigger and better fantasies, because you will have proved to yourself the validity of the concepts I'm representing to you today, and you are going to make it happen. This is called growth. This is called conscious creation. And you need to be involved in order to make it happen for you. Friends, this is my favorite idea. It's the best thing I've ever been taught. Understanding how the mind works and then being able to manipulate and utilize my mind in a way that's appropriate for me to live the life I want to live. It's a reality for me. Even, I had a stroke. I have massive brain damage, but my brain still has the ability to accept these concepts and do what it is that I instruct it to do by accepting ideas and building positive images in my conscious mind, which I know are flowing to my subconscious mind without me having to do anything extra. And then I begin to take action and build out the approach necessary in order for me to accomplish my dreams and goals. It absolutely happens that way for everybody. We all have the same type of physical body. We all have a brain. Our brains all work the same. As a result, the concepts that I've represented to you today will work for you. Give it a try. And be very, very careful what you allow yourself to think, or what you allow yourself to listen to or see visually with your eyes. Because as that information goes into your conscious mind, remember, if you're not a good gatekeeper and you don't watch the gate, you may accept some ideas you don't necessarily agree with, or some negativity that you don't want in your life. And remember, once you accept it in your conscious mind, if you're just sitting there thinking about it and you've accepted it as a reality, it's already gone to the subconscious mind, and you may then begin to represent and reproduce some negativity in your life through your actions. Let's be very careful. Let's be conscious of who we are. Let's be in control of ourselves. I tell you, when you're in control of yourself, you have all the power to manifest an appropriate future for you. Hey, I believe in you. I care about you. And I know that if anybody can do it, you absolutely can. You know why? Because you are amazing. You're incredible. And I tell you what, you're going to do it. I know you are, and this is going to be a phenomenal day. So, hey, listen, I'll come back tomorrow with some more things. Remember, I just want to get you thinking. I wanted to share this with you because I love sharing this with as many people as I can. Once you understand how your mind works, you can utilize it to benefit you in ways that are so amazing and incredible. You're just going to love trying this out. Have a beautiful day, friends. I'll be back tomorrow. Take care.